I can buy a roll of neon green paid stickers and go to the M&M store and fill bags of M&Ms and then put paid stickers on and walk out, because that's the only measure that they have at the M&M store of whether you paid or not. What is wrong with me? Come with me for a little sunset ride in New York City. God, I'm so happy to be back. It's my favorite city in the world. There's nothing better than New York. I was on the road this weekend. I got off the plane and there was a woman in the airport who had the most sour look on her face possible. Like, so disapproving, so annoyed. She was probably in her 60s. Like the most judgmental Southern grandma. And her sweatshirt said, "Thankful, grateful, blessed." It just felt like a very fun representation of like a certain brand of the South. I have one of the fancy credit cards that gets you into the airplane lounge. Or the, there is a lounge on the airplane. I don't get let into that. And I'm gonna cancel it because all I do is eat food when I'm not hungry because it's free, and like stress out trying to find where the lounge is when I really could just go sit at my gate and have the exact same experience. And it's just too expensive. And the lounges used to be fun because I was just like the scummiest person in the lounge. But now I guess I'm less scummy, and also everyone's in the lounges. The one thing that I will miss when I cancel this credit card is my lounge hack, which is I go to a restaurant in the food court and I ask for an empty to-go box, just a clamshell, and a bag. And I walk in, you walk into the lounge with the empty clamshell in the bag, and then you eat your fill, and then you get huge plates of shit that will keep, which is usually like meat, veggies, rice. It's funny that I think there are people who think that meat won't keep. I think it's fine. I famously have said that dairy doesn't go bad. I think it doesn't. It just gets more digestible. Anyway, I just get huge, heaping plates of meat. Chicken, what did they have? They had brisket, vegetables, rice, quinoa, whatever. Whew. And you fill the to-go box with it, and then you walk out with it in the bag. But the lounge was super crowded, and I had like found a little corner, and then the people who worked there needed the corner for ice cream social, whatever the fuck. Not their own, like for the American Express black cards or whatever. They're like, we spend $80,000 a year. No, it's more than that. We spend $800,000 a year on this card. You give us our goddamn peach ice cream in our goddamn airplane lounge. So I had to move, but it was super crowded. And of course there are open chairs, but I'm standing here with a plate heaped with only brisket, being like, I need to palm this brisket into an empty clamshell. I can't just sit down at a random chair that's next to like a nice lady from North Carolina. And I just was like doing laps in this lounge. You just gotta make a decision. Heads up. Heads up, heads up. What are we doing, buddy? Not even looking? Drives me nuts when people do not look. Dumb fucks. No, I think also on that, if anybody's like, let the pedestrians go. We live in a fucking city. The pedestrians should be looking where they're walking. I'm looking where I'm riding. Anyway, I make bikers look bad. I am the biker you hate. Anyway, so I'm doing laps with this plate of meat. Nice people kept seeing me and being like, you can sit at our empty table. And I couldn't be like, no, I have to do a crime. You're gonna be an accomplice if you let me sit down next to you. And then finally one of the lounge workers was like, do you wanna sit, like pointed me to an open seat that had 3 other people around it. And it was like, no, I do not wanna sit in that seat because I have to break a rule. Because I have a compulsion to like scam, You're good. I have a phone note from the first summer that I lived here saying that I can buy a roll of neon green paid stickers and go to the M&M store and fill bags of M&Ms and then put paid stickers on and walk out because that's the only measure that they have at the M&M store of whether you paid or not. Like, what is wrong with me that's what my brain does? I think that's the combo of growing up without much money plus being obsessed with money plus being smart. I think you like find scams. And I never go shopping. I never buy anything new. And so while I was on the road, I was staying at a hotel that was basically in a mall parking lot, functionally. And there was a Macy's at the mall. And this is a long story. Okay, like 8 years ago, I was dating a guy in Minneapolis, and for Christmas, his parents got me a Coach purse that I thought was incredibly ugly. And I returned it at Macy's for store credit and got this gift card for a lot of money, stupid amount of money, and held on to it because when I was in 2010, 11, I interned at Target headquarters, which is in Minneapolis, and they had just passed a law, the federal government had just passed a law that gift cards never expire, and that was like impacting Target's bottom line, whatever. And so I, with the knowledge of that federal legislation, saved that Macy's gift card for 8 fucking years so that I could like use it on a thing that I couldn't scam my way into, because every single day I check Craigslist free listings, I pay in time and effort, just not money. And it's like, why would I spend money on, insert object that I need here? Because I can, if I wait long enough, if you just are patient, New York will give it to you, which is a nice lesson about life. And I have needed a new mattress cover for years and was always just like, well, what am I gonna do? Spend my Macy's gift card on the mattress cover? No. But this is growth. This is adulthood. Staying in this hotel in a mall parking lot, I decided to go to Macy's because like anytime I'm in New York, I'm like, I don't have time to go to Macy's. I have, people to get drunk with or whatever. So when I'm on the road, I have time to go do errands. And so I went to the Macy's and I bought a new mattress cover. And so it's in this like giant fucking case, And so I sit down with my plate of brisket next to 3 people who I don't want to be sitting next to. I'm in a grouchy mood because I am being stymied from stealing food that is not particularly good, but it is very free. Except it's not even free. This is why I'm canceling this goddamn credit card. So I'm grumpy, and the lady across from me, who I'm sure is a nice woman, goes, "Are you moving?" I have one backpack and then a queen mattress cover that is bigger than the backpack. That's all I travel with. I only travel with the backpack. She goes, "Are you moving?" And it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure that I know what she's referring to, but I don't want to give her the satisfaction because I'm fucking grouchy. That's how I feel. And so I just said, "What do you mean?" Don't you love when you know exactly what somebody is asking, but you're in a bad mood? And so you just say something that is like technically within the realm of polite conversation, and it's venom behind it. And the other person does not deserve it, doesn't know what they did. "What do you mean? Why are you asking?" And she goes, "You have a mattress cover." And I went, "Just bought it in a different city, so it's gotta move with me." And she sort of like pursed her lips, thankful, grateful, blessed. And then I saw a seat open up in a corner, and I got up and I moved my shit. And I sat in the corner, and you better believe I fucking plowed that empty clamshell full of brisket and chicken. Yeah. But then I'm sitting in this incredibly crowded airport lounge full of people there on, business credit cards and shit. And I'm just with my hands picking up brisket and stuffing it into an open clamshell that's in a plastic bag because it's too obvious to just have the clamshell sitting there next to me. And so I'm just looking up and looking around Also, what a view to have while I'm telling this unhinged story. So I just like have my chin up, looking, peripherals on the brisket as I'm dropping it into a to-go box. And then I walked out of there with a hot, steaming to-go box. What are we doing? Oh my God. I hate city bikers. Someday that's gonna get me in trouble. No, I hope it doesn't. Okay, cut that part, don't put that part in. Anyway, I'm gonna cancel that credit card because it just gets me in trouble. The moon, look at that. I mean, New York is just the absolute best city in the goddamned world.